YouTube, Show Me As Doc, coming back to you with another video. And today's video is going to be a quick deck profile for the next deck that's going to be up in my gauntlet. So we have about a week and a half left before we get BT9, and throughout that pre-release I would actually try to, I'm going to get a bunch of product for it because this is one of the bigger sets that we've had, and I definitely want to try to get a bunch of products of that so I can build a couple of decks and start doing some type of gauntlet or just testing and getting some content out there in general for that as well. And I also have two special matches that I would like to post within the next couple of weeks before we get BT9 as well. That a bit of a surprise, just cool. We have two top tier players, two very top tier players that have multiple championships under their belt, and just a lot of money between them, I'll just say that. So got two exhibition matches practicing for the Ultimate Cup that I would like to show off as well, and I'll be doing commentary over that. But yeah, this is the next deck that we're going to be taking to the gauntlet. It is going to be Gallantmon, so we'll obviously see how that does versus three different decks. Jumping right into the deck profile, I like this deck a lot, so you guys know I'm a red main, but this format has been really heavy on Mastermind. I do have Black War Gray that I would also like to try to get a quick maybe deck profile for, hopefully for it within the next couple of weeks. There's a bunch of obviously deck profiles out for each of these decks, but you know, just try to get in my mind and see what I'm thinking about the deck currently, and yeah, like I said, see how it does for a gauntlet. But anyway, we're gonna talk about the eggs verse. Digimon, you only need 4 eggs because you will be hiding and raising a lot. You know, this is a build tall deck. You're not just going out willy-nilly swinging. Of course, there's a couple of situations where you will kind of raise and, you know, rebuild back and raising later on. But ultimately, Digimon is one of the best red eggs we have in general in the game. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Guilmon, Growlmon, or Gallantmon in its name, draw 1 card. So, of course, this card is just also even really insane in like the yellow red hybrid deck with the Guilmon that when attacking you draw cards. So you just pot of greed and just draw 2 cards. Card is very, very good, and of course helps with a bunch of consistency for this deck, which red has been missing for a while. Next up, we have for our rookies, we're just playing 12. We got 4 Guilmon. This Guilmon is the Warp Guilmon when your opponent has a level 6 Digimon, and then it's inheritable when one of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, draw a card. So if you have this along with Guilmon, and you know you have obviously whatever else, or actually you can actually just swing with this Guilmon and just draw 1 card, which is nice. And if you do happen to live, you know, if you had a Tamer and Blue Hybrid or something, and it can attack again next turn, that's value. So yeah, and there are situations where your opponent may or may not be thinking about it because it doesn't happen often, but where you're able to work against Mastermind, it can be pretty good because they usually always have a Mastermind on the field. So you can just Digivolve this and raising. You don't have to worry about building up to a level 5 stack, and then you know you can raise next turn and then potentially go off with that, which is pretty cool. So for this Guilmon. Next up, we have for the new Guilmon. This Guilmon is the Stratos of the deck. On play, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 Takato, and then 1 Digimon with Growlmon or Gallantmon in his name. And then its inheritable is when attacking once per turn, if the Digimon has Growlmon or Gallantmon in his name, delete one of your opponent's level or your opponent's Digimon that has 3k DPLS. So this doesn't really come up against a lot of matchups, but when it does come up, it really just keeps them off the board. So matchups like D-Reaper, they're never going to have searches or anything on the board. All of their Digimon, most of the time, most of their Digimon on your turn are 3k less, so you just constantly keep popping those. Even against like Blue Hybrid and things like that, like you'll kill their Bokos, you actually kill a lot of most of their rookie, no, not most of their, you will kill all of their rookie Digimon. So a lot of those decks, same with the Green Hybrid that not as resurfaced, you also blast a lot of their Digimon and they won't be able to have that wide swarm they do. So you'll be able to kind of control their board that way, and you know, try to get up into your plays. The next up, we're gonna have 2 Agumon. So this Agumon is solid when attacking your opponent. Oh, excuse me, when attacking a player rather. This Digimon gains 2,000. So depending on some of the matchups, you might need to get to a certain threshold to be able to attack their security. And a lot of times, I think even like War Growlmon, which we'll talk about later, is a mini boss monster. Just giving him even that plus 2k to help him live in security is always good, especially against Mastermind. You want to make sure that you have a certain threshold getting over. And if you do play against Yellow Hybrid as well, Yellow Hybrid is one of the main matchups why you need to still play this card. Well, I feel like I need to play this card as well because I want to count Yellow Hybrid out, despite us getting new toys, and you know, we're the deck's kind of been pushed. I don't want to say pushed out of the format, but people have been trying other things. People have been countering the deck, etc. But when they do have a Zoe and a Zephyr, etc., and you're trying to go for a big push, this card is of course always nice as well. And then of course in general, you know, what the deck does, trashing your opponent's security is just going to be really good against them. So this is just giving you some more leverage overall. Next up, for our last 2 rookies, we have 2 Gallantmon. So Gallantmon, excuse me, with blue hybrid coming back into the mix, and then we have green hybrid now. This card disallowing your opponent to digivolve for 1 with the Beowulf or over the Beetlemon, you know, or any of the other reduced, or even like is it Ancient Beetle? The Ancient Beetle is going to cost a full 5, I want to say, if they do the Rhino play when they attack. So just utilizing this card is going to be, I think, necessary now that we're back pretty much in heavy tamer format. So just 2 for now. I could see myself going to 4, taking out the Agumon, but I'm just going to keep the 2 for now and just play 14 that way. Next up for our level 4s, we're going to play 4 Growlmon. This Growlmon is actually really good. I like that it's a 4 cost too. It's a 4 cost with a 5k body. It's actually very strong for a red card. This card is very good for a lot of reasons. Just being able to just hard play this, potentially, like if you have a memory tamer, you're only passing them, you're choking them at 1 with this card, and you also you know, or just in general, just hard dropping it in general for a 4 cost, for, like I said, for a 5k body is actually pretty solid spread of stats. And then it's inheritable is when one of your opponent's Digimon is deleted once per turn, gain 1 memory. So this deck has some really good memory efficiency as well. And if your opponent doesn't have a memory tamer, you could potentially choke them and kind of lock them out of doing some of their bigger plays. So I like this card a lot. Definitely has to be a 4 of in this deck, even going forward with the X antibody stuff coming up next set. And then the other Growlmon, we have the new one from EX2. This Growlmon is okay when attacking. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 2k less DP. And if I have a Tamer in play, you could do 4,000 or less. This is for those matchups where your opponent has a Rookie Rush style of deck. So again, like, well, Reaper's not really a Rookie Rush deck, but it doesn't come up as often as I would like, and this one also costs 6, and it has the same 5k DP, and its effects are subpar versus this one. This is why we're playing 4 of this one. So this card's okay. I want to like it, but I'm currently just playing 2. I did start with 4, but every time I had it, it felt like I really didn't need it. And I was just like, most decks don't even have a guy that's 4k out, and I'm not really getting a lot of value out of this. But I will say, since we are going back to kind of like a tamer format, which means they're going to have smaller Digimon, this will come up. So I do want to at least have 2, and it's it has Growlmon in its name, so it's another target for Gallantmon, and then, you know, also your Digimon when you're drawing cards and things like that. So I don't want to disclude it permanently. But and last but not least, what the other 2 slots are 2 Agumon. So of course, Agumon for game is always, hybrid for game in general has always been the motto. And with your Takados and stuff, you can manipulate it where you don't have to suspend them to gain memory. You can potentially get a bunch of checks with the Gallantmon, and I'll talk about this again once I get to the megas. But you know, sometimes I felt like this deck can get a bunch of checks, and it's like, well, you're at 0 security, but I still can't finish the game. So obviously, you know, hybrid for game is how you end up doing that. So we'll see how 2 does. I was playing 1. I was playing 3 Gallantmon and 1 Agumon, but I'm gonna play 2 and 2 for this gauntlet coming up. So we'll see how it does. Next up for our level 4s, our last 2 level 4s is 2 Security Attack Greymon. This doesn't come up as often, but sometimes you want that extra push, which would be nice to kind of, you know, put some more pressure on your opponent. And along with the trashing of your Crimson mode and things like that, you could potentially just wipe your opponent's entire security out and you know, potentially go for game with another Digimon you have in the field. So I like 2 of this card. I don't think you need 4, especially with space in general. Anyway, we only have room for 2, and with the way this deck operates, the Security Attack +1 is not always necessary. So if you do have it in your hand and obviously have it as an option, you know, do what it do. Next up for the level 5s, I'm trying something right now. I'm trying 2 War Growlmon, the new War Growlmon, and 2 of the one from the starter deck. This one, of course, they're both mini boss monsters. So this one, when attacking, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon that have 3k or less. And then it's inheritable as when a Digimon is deleted, very similar to the one from the starter deck, Gallantmon. When one of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, this Digimon gains Security Attack +1. So you just gain so much value off of destroying your opponent's Digimon, which is obviously very good. And then this new War Growlmon is cool. This one's a little bit more powerful in terms of what it does, because it can delete a opponent's Digimon with 4k or less DP. Then if I have a Tamer in play, delete a Digimon with 6k or less DP. So it's pretty much similar to, not pretty much, it's similar to Paledramon, where you can hit that 6k threshold and knock out a lot of Digimon that, you know, are currently in the game. Of course, you will trigger on deletion effects. You will trigger armor purge, so that's one weakness of it where it doesn't work out as well. And then it's inheritable is you add 1,000 to the maximum of your deletion effect. So if you have a Growlmon and a Gallantmon under, your Gallantmon and your Growlmon both usually do 3k or less. Well, now they do 4k or less. And then like your other, you know, your big Gallantmon, he does 9k or less. So you actually do, like I said, a lot of board clearing with this deck, and it's just a really board control and kind of pressure your opponent's security at the same time, depending on, of course, how many cards they have in their trash. And then next up, we're playing 4 Rise Greymon. I don't see myself not playing this card, especially the interaction with Tocado. Simply put, you Digiburst 2, you play Tocado, you Digivolve into your Gallantmon, you get the Blitz right away. And in a lot of situations, that's just really good. The minus 2k DP if you have a Tamer in play, which obviously has synergy when you play the Digimon or the Tamer from your from the Rise Greymon's effect, is going to be really good, because now your Gallantmon can hit upwards of 10k. You can actually delete a 10k body with your Gallantmon, and it's just really good. Or even just like minus something by 2k and then have Gallantmon beat over it is going to be really good as well. So again, just a lot of board clearing, and I think it's just a very solid card to have at 4. And then next up for our Megas, we're going to be playing 3 of the new Gallantmon, 2 of the starter deck Gallantmon, and 1 of Megidramon. So I kind of want to play more Megidramon. I need to get 2 more alt art of this Gallantmon to have it completely maxed out. But we're just dealing with these for now. It's still a dope art. But yeah, new Gallantmon's insane. Like I said, when attacking, so on your turn, he gets plus 2k. So he's already just a 14k body for level 6, which is really good. And then you can, on my turn, on your turn, you delete... I'm saying that wrong, excuse me. While I have a Tamer in play, a Red Tamer specifically, I add 2,000 to my deletion base effects. So it's usually 6,000 with his when attacking effect. You can delete delete your opponent's Digimon that equal up to 6,000 DP or less and delete them. So it'll pretty much be 8,000 almost always, because you should have the Tocado or your hero or whatever on the field at that point. And then of course, like I said, if you have the new War Growlmon, it'll be 9,000. So being able to get rid of Paledramons is going to be really good. It takes a lot of tempo away from them. One thing this deck is weak against that I do not like, that's really annoying, is Armor Purge, because Armor Purge, you delete everything, but then they just save their guys, and their guys are still on the field. So unless you're attacking it specifically, it doesn't feel as good. This Gallantmon is really solid. He has innate security attack +1. If you're not deleting something with 4k or less DP, he gets 3,000 extra attack. So if you have 14k body, swinging for 2 checks. So if you have a Greymon under it, he's doing a lot of damage. I like this card a lot. And this Megidramon is actually pretty interesting as well. It does help with your Crimson mode to potentially put more cards in your opponent's trash. So the Crimson mode can make them, trash more than how many of security, depending on their how many cards they have in trash. So if they have 15 cards in trash and you don't delete a level 10,000 or lower DP Digimon when Digivolving, we both mill 5, and then now you have 20 cards in trash, and then now I can go into Crimson mode and trash 2 cards and then attack with the effect as well. And then speaking of course, we have the Crimson mode himself, playing it as a 2 of. I don't think you need 3. I feel like once you see it, you take it. Hopefully, the one thing that sucks about this deck sometimes is like you play Gallantmon and you see a Crimson mode, but then you also see like the level 4 you need, and you're like, dang, it's one or the other. And a lot of times, like, man, you really want to take the Crimson mode. Yes, you have another one, but like, that means you only have 1 more left in the deck, and you really want to see this card, because a lot of times this of course is your finisher, and there's not a lot they can do about this. A lot of the times when he comes out, he deletes all your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP, so their best guy dies, and you body their security. Very, very strong card. 15k in security too, so definitely nothing to shy at. To Fred at. And then also the Megidramon. The Megidramon, his on deletion effect, to be able to play a Tocado and a Gallantmon is going to be really good as well, which is another reason why I actually want to up this to 2. I might just do like a 2-2-2 split all across the board. Don't know what I really want to do. So again, we're going to see how it does in this gauntlet, and then we can maybe assess at the end from there. I want to start trying to do deck profiles for my decks before I do a gauntlet. It may not always work out like that, but I will try to get that done. And then that's it for the Megas. So we got, what's that, 6 Megas? Yeah, 6 Megas. Well, I guess 8 Megas, including the level 7s. And then next up for our Tamers, we have 4 Tocado, one of the best facilitators in the deck. Of course, it's needed at 4, I think, currently. And then we have 2 Hero. So the Tocado, of course, is such an insane card. Again, when you Digiburst with the Rise Greymon, you can automatically blitz with your Growlmon or Gallantmon, and when you pass turn, and then when one of your Digimon are deleted, you can suspend this Tamer to gain a memory. So the memory efficiency is really strong with this deck, and you're not, despite the Gallantmons having a high play cost, you're not passing your opponent a bunch of memory most of the time. And then on top of that, you're pretty much making your Gallantmons like 3 costs, 2 costs, or whatever, and sometimes even 1 cost, depending on the more Tocados you have in the field, the better. And of course, memory blockers. Well, memory blockers would be popped anyway, but yeah, none of those things can stop it. So I'm playing 6 Tamers right now. I wonder if I need to play a 7th. I kind of want to play a Tai. I did just take Tai out, and I wonder if like 6 Tamers is enough for the 2 Agunimons. I'm hoping at least just see 1 Agunimon. That's usually the idea. You're not trying to see both. You're playing 2 to hopefully kind of increase your chances based on how many 4s you can fit in the deck. The maximum of a card you can play like that. So I'm hoping that it'll be good enough. Again, we'll see in the gauntlet. And then last but not least, for our options, we have 2 Lightning Jousts, we have 2 Red Memory Boosts, and then 2 Crimson Blaze. So Lightning Joust, I feel like this deck sits a lot, and then your opponent's chipping at you. So this is a comeback card because while you have equal or less security than your opponent, this Digimon gains plus 2k DP. Well, it gets plus 2k no matter what. And then if you have equal or less security than your opponent, it gets security attack plus 1, which I think would be very strong. So in tandem with the War Growl or the Greymon, depending on what kind of stack you're looking like, you can actually probably just swipe the heck out of your opponent's security. And plus, let's say if you have a Gallantmon and Raising, what's really good about this is let's say, I'm just gonna bring up a broken stack, right? So a broken stack is like if you have and this is not like unrealistic, but let's say we have War Growl and we have a, I guess whatever, we have a Argumon under here, and of course we got the GG egg, and then we have this Gallantmon in Raising. Well, this is old school. We're going back to building and raising. So you have this built in Raising, and then you end up raising for turn, and then you go Lightning Joust for 1 because you have, let's say you have a Memory Tamer as well. So you have a Memory Tamer as well. You go to 2 here, and then you go Gallantmon Swing. You're going to gain 2,000. He's at 16k from his own plus 2k and 2k from Lightning Joust. You're 16k swinging for 1, 2, 3 checks, I'm assuming, if you delete something with Gallantmon's effect. So he has his own attack, scare attack plus 1, 2, 3. So 4 checks. Let's say you already got damage in earlier in the game. You go for the 4 checks, you hopefully run through their entire security, and then you just go Aguni for game because you still have 2 memory left from your turn in general. So you want to, 16k is usually solid unless you're playing against a deck where you really need to get higher than 16k. 16k usually is safe from everything. Most Imperial decks aren't playing Paladin mode, and if they are playing Paladin mode, I guess you got me. But yeah, you have your unsuspended Red Tamer, then you just Digivolve into Aguni for game. Now also, if you have Tocados on the field as well, if you have Tocados on the field, these will gain you memory. Let's say if you have 2 Tocados on the field and the hero, maybe you could tap 1 Tocado to gain a memory to put you back at 2 if you needed to, and now you have the memory to go into this Tocado for the Aguni for game as well. So memory manipulation and paying attention to, of course, how much memory you have is going to be very important. Something to pay attention to. So yeah, the 2 Lightning Jousts that I just threw away. Where is it? Okay. And then we got 2 red memory boosts. Not a lot to say about this. Of course, it's all about consistency with these decks. In a mulligan format, where we're at currently with the Ultimate Cup, you have a little bit more leniency. You can be a little bit more, greedy, I want to say, with just 2 purple memory boosts. I think I maybe played 3, in a non-mulligan format. But you got that Gallantmon, and you got a lot of draw power in this deck as well. So a lot of times you should be good. But of course, you just have those brick hands. So it is what it is. And then last but not least, we have Crimson Blaze. I feel like Mastermind could potentially be a not so good matchup sometimes, and just slowing them down. Keep in mind, you can just play this card, and even though they don't have anything to lead on the board, they still can't play Digimon out, for by card effects. Same against Imperial. Against Imperial slows them down, and they won't be able to use the Dragon mode, etc. This is also good against Blue Hybrid. Blue Hybrid has a bunch of little guys on the board. This will clean them up, and it shouldn't cost a lot. And also against Green Hybrid. Green Hybrid likes to kind of trickle out little guys, little here, and have a bunch of Terriermons, a bunch of Bokomons. And you want to probably play this sooner than later, because especially the first time they see the Crimson Blaze, they definitely won't expect it or whatever. The second time, it'll be like, all right, I need to start attacking these little guys. And then on top of that, in general, because of the nature of this deck and what the main Gallantmon does, they're probably going to start rushing with their little guys anyway, because, Gallantmon is just going to just, AoE effect, destroy them all. So this is the version of the deck I will be playing in a 3-match series in the next upcoming gauntlet. I hope y'all enjoyed the deck profile, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. We have BT9 pre-release coming up next week, so y'all get prepared for that and get your wallets ready, pretty much. But y'all know what it is. I hope y'all enjoyed the deck profile. If you did like this video, like the video, and if you like my videos like that, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'd appreciate that. It definitely helps me out. And I'll bring more content to y'all soon. Some more deck profiles. Like I said, a bunch of BT9 deck profiles. We got this gauntlet for this coming up as well. And like I said, 2 special matches I want to do commentary over for 2 very powerful players in this game. 2 players I respect. And yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. Y'all know what it is. Y'all have a great day and or night whenever you're catching this video. This is your homie S. Dot with the Gallantmon deck profile. Heading out. Peace.